Oh, another day of farming. Hello, sketches. Short stream. Getting this farming done real quick. Then I'm off. Wait, it didn't reset, did it? Damn, I need to farm a lot of this. Just did a double. Just got a double, or what do you mean by double? Lost my 50-50 for dial in. That's sad. I only got dial in because I had a guarantee from losing on Ye Guang. Alright, let me see how this works. Oh, I just used up some of my enhanced drop rate. I want to use this on Nightmare Hecate. I don't give a fuck about this boss. Bro, I need night. Oh my god. I spent. Like, people think I'm trolling on my community post. I'm not. I bought the battle pass. Like, I'll show you guys over here. I bought the battle pass on this account, and I fully claimed the modifiers in the shop. Like, over here. So I used 30 modifiers. 30, okay? 30 modifiers. And I had 50 I had 50 boxes, whatever they're called in this game. Crystal solvents. I had 50 of them, and I'm now down to 29 plus my normal energy. And I didn't get a single double crit yesterday. 30 modifiers, 480 green energy, 240 blue energy, and like 20 of these. And I didn't get a single double crit Nightmare Hecate. Oh my fucking god. Oh wait, I have a one pull? Oh wait, no I don't. I'm seeing things. I'm gonna try again. Good luck. Um, Dream of the Lost, Nightmare Hecate. Oh shit, I'm low. Oh my goodness. healing bonus. Nice. I'm crit damage, crit damage. Oh. This isn't gonna go well. I don't know why I skipped Fro the first time. She's low-key my favorite character in WoW right now. Yeah. I also underrated her on her release, not gonna lie. Because, like, nobody cared about Weewa back then because the HP inflation didn't hit yet. And then after the HP inflation hit, people were like, oh my fucking god. Like, Prolova's an absolute game changer for this game mode. I'm probably just going to keep vertically investing into my Prolova. Like, I'll eventually get Kanta. And then after I get Kanta, I'll probably go for, like, S3, probably. Because she shouldn't rerun for a while. Like, she just got reran. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't rerun again until the anniversary. When they do, like, all those rerun banners. S2 is insane. I don't even want S2. I want her S3. Her S3 is like... Well, her S3 and S6 are the most broken ones. Her S3 alone, I think, is higher value than S1 and S2 combined. I mean, if you don't value interruption resistance, I guess. Like, that depends. Why are your streams always so quiet? Because I can't use my microphone software. It bugs out my computer. So I can't, like, increase my mic volume, even if I wanted to. It's annoying, but it is what it is. The Corsair software for the headset is just broken. I don't know why. I got 2 crit damages. I mean, that's not bad, but I kind of wanted 3. The chances of, like, actually rolling a double crit 4 cost for my Prolova is, like, fucking impossible, man. It's so bad. One more? I can use crit rate even though I overcap a bit, I guess. Like, maybe if I use more Nai with my Prolova, I could justify it. Because Mornai doesn't give any crit rate. Defense. Crit damage. Nice. I got 3. I got 3. That's solid. I would have preferred better, but... Oh, didn't respawn. I've used them all up. Okay. How you plan on getting Lene Mornai? I don't. Only Mornai, not Lene. The thing you guys probably don't know is like, I kind of already have an S1 SK. So I only need to put in pulls for her second sequence, and then like my SK is like still better than Mornai and like most of the buffers in this game. So when it's like Lin versus S2 SK, I'd rather just get my S2 SK. And then I'd also rather get Mornai. And then on top of this, I have S2 Varina as well. So I have three generalists, like supports. So I just don't need Lene for anything. Like I'm running main DPS QU on, and I don't think he really cares about having Lene all that much. It'd probably just be better for me to go into Mornai and like her S1 and stuff. And I have Prolova, who also doesn't really care like which third slot she uses or second slot she uses. And then I also have, actually I don't have another DPS I'm using. So yeah. Wait, no, I don't want to do this. If I didn't pull Fro, I would have seriously considered getting Lene plus Mornai. But because I did get Fro, it's kind of a different situation, to be honest. Because I don't think I can get both. You know, there's no way I can guarantee both Lene and Mornai. I'd have to win two 50-50s in a row, at least. Which is like, eh. Alright, let's check it. Go over here to crit damage, crit damage. Where is it? Oh wait, it's right here. I'm stupid. Sort by crit damage. Oh, I got 4. I thought I only got 3. Okay. Garbage. 3 more shots. 3 more shots. You got Fro's weapon? Yeah, I spent money for it. Garbage. Oh my goodness. I love this game's ecosystem, man. Like, I love it, bro. I love this game so much. I love Solon too. I mean, it's just like I'm gonna put one more roll in case it gets crit, because Prolova actually likes resonant skill. This is stupid. You shouldn't do this right here. But like, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, man. Oh, it's never gonna happen at this point. I'm convinced. All right, let me just go farm the Nightmare Nest. Your current one is more than fine. My current one is dog shit considering the amount of materials I've spent. Like, you guys don't know this. I'm not trolling when I say this. I spent 3 to 4 hours yesterday farming Nightmare Hecate. Like, that's how badly I wanted a double crit. Alright, let's see if we get any Havoc damage bonuses. That's what we're looking for in the 3 cost right now. Havoc damage bonus. Nope, didn't get anything. Nice. Oh, fusion damage bonus. I mean, we got an attack 1 cost for once in my life. HP, I think that's the last one. What's your Fro build? I'll show you over here. It's 68% crit rate, 254% crit damage, with 28% resonance skill damage bonus. And like 2k attack. Only level 80 as well. So like once I can hit UL 60 to level this up to 90, that's like another 2% crit rate, which puts me at 70, and with SK that's 85%. But that's like kind of the problem here. I'm missing crit rate on this 3 cost right here, but I haven't gotten rid of it because it has 3 solid stats. Kind of the same reason I'm keeping this 4 cost right now. But yeah, like I'm missing crit here, I'm missing crit here, and I'm missing a 3 cost Havoc Eclipse right now, which I'm actually gonna go farm right now. Fro needs her weapon. Well, yeah, like I may have not spent money if I had the standard 5-star, but I didn't even have that. Like I'll show you guys right now what weapon I had for Fro. This was the only weapon I had for Fro. Like it's just absolute garbage. I don't have anything leveled up because I never expected to get her. So the difference between like the next best 4-star is like 50 to 55%, but I don't even have that. And I don't have it at max refinements. So like the jump in damage is astronomical going to her signature. For me personally, it's not even close. Her Sig is better than String Master as a general rectifier. Yeah, I actually saw something about that. I got it recommended on my YouTube feed, but I didn't watch it. But I thought that was pretty interesting, which was cool. But like general weapons in this game don't really mean anything to me because they can easily just add restrictions to power creep it or like make it not work as well. Like I think I talked about this before, but like the difference between String Master and Prolova's signature is the same as 1.x character's standard to signature, which is like kind of insane. Havoc damage bonus. Please don't disappoint me. Havoc 1 cost. Alright, let's see. Frolova 3. Wait, it is Havoc. Yeah, it's Havoc Eclipse. Okay. This one right here. Right here. This is gonna be the one, guys. This is gonna be the one, okay? Trust in me. Can you please roll crit? Like, please? Crit rate. Crit rate. Crit rate is more important than crit damage. So, like, I could use you as a filler piece. 3.x is gonna get crazier as well, yeah. I don't even make videos talking about like how much power creep I think there will be in a new version anymore for WUWA. Because I know that shit's just gonna get fucking like I have hate watchers, bro, when it comes to my WUWA content, and I just don't want to deal with that stuff. So I just hold back my opinions. But yeah, I actually completely agree. From what I've seen of like Mornai and Lene combo, I think they alone could maybe be cart level. Now this is pure speculation. It isn't like confirmed or anything, but from what I've seen, the damage that Toon Break can do with those two together, I genuinely think it's probably a cart contender, and there isn't even a 3.x main DPS yet. They don't even exist. You already had one dislike? I mean, I don't even care about dislikes. I just wish people would watch my videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the short one, like that one I made about WeWa HP inflation just now, I literally say in the video why the HP inflation doesn't make up for Tomb Break. And there's people that comment, yo, they're doing this HP inflation because Tomb Break makes up for it. And it's like one of the most liked comments. Like, are we dead ass, bro? I understand with the Lua content, people just purely hate watch you. But yeah, after seeing more 9 Lane 8, seems very evident what they want to do. Yeah. I think what I've noticed with Tomb Break as well, and like it does kind of make sense. I think Tomb Break scales off of enemy max HP, right? So like if you use it against a 3 cost, it probably won't do as much damage as it does against a 4 cost, which like I'm kind of curious about. I want to know how much damage Tomb Break does against like lower level mobs to find out if it's going to be a difference maker for Weewa at all. Because that's pretty interesting. Yo, are we serious, man? Vertical investment more. Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, my God. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Even though at S0, like, SK still, like, kind of outbuffs Mornai. Bro, the vertical investment isn't even close. Like, it's not even really close. Like, her weapon gives 20% crit damage. Her S1 gives 40% damage bonus and increases the duration, similar to SK, where you get like a 50% duration increase on the buff or whatever. The exact same thing applies to Mornai, but it also makes the buff universal. It's a better buff, which is damage bonus. And then her S2 also gives crit damage. Like, bro, it's not even close in terms of vertical investment. Yo, oh my god, man. I will never manually farm 3 costs. This game will never get me to be that down bad. Swear it on my life. Have you played DNA? I played it a little bit, but I just didn't fuck with it, to be honest. And then Where Winds Meet came out, and I completely forgot about it. That's kind of what happened with me in DNA. Bro, I have gotten like 5 fusion damage bonuses. Are we serious? Oh my god, I got a modifier, guys. I got a modifier. Do I use it on the Havoc damage bonus 3 cost or the Nightmare Hecate? I think Nightmare Hecate might actually be easier to farm because I don't need to use energy. The 3 cost? Yeah, I was thinking the same. I can't wait to hit UL 60, bro. I really just want to make my characters level 90 already. Wow, this is just depressing. Oh my god, that's depressing. Data bank. Three cost Havoc Eclipse. I can't get it confused with that other Havoc set. Yeah, not that one. Yeah, this one. Modify Havoc damage bonus. Please, bro. Wait, this could actually be... Please, just roll crit, man. Please, I'm begging. I am on my knees. Attack percent and resonance skill. This will be perfect if I manage to get crit. It's a low roll, but I don't care. It's a low roll, but I don't care. Now give me crit damage. Please. Please. Oh my god, please. If you give me crit damage, I will never farm again. It's fine. I'll take it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. For now. It's a filler piece. Okay, how's the fro looking? How's the fro looking? Okay. Okay. With my SK, that's like... Well, with weapon plus SK, that's like 85% crit rate. It's not bad. It's not bad. We can work on it, though. We can work on it. Go farm. Yeah. UL 57. So, yeah. Probably in a week I'll be UL 60. Plus Echo Set. Wait, the Echo Set buffs crit rate? Wait, I actually didn't know that. I just farmed it because it was best in slot. Oh! Yeah, I knew that. I definitely knew about that, yeah. Prolova Echo Set crit is increase in stats. Yeah, thank you for letting the chat know, but I already knew that. 100%. How's the Echo grind going? Absolutely fucking terrible, Uni. I was like venting to my chat earlier. I've spent 30 plus modifiers. I used 480 of my green capped energy. I then used 240 of this as well. And I still haven't managed to get a double crit Nightmare Hecate for cost. And yesterday I spent 4 hours farming Hecate. That's not an over exaggeration. Like, I genuinely spent one of my weekend days just farming Hecate on Wuthering Waves. Think about that. Classic echo farming experience. Yeah, it was not fun. But I at least have her like decently well built now, which is nice. I never farmed Ford costs outside of the free 15 per week, bro. I was desperate, man. I was really desperate to just get my Prolova up as quick as possible. Now we just wait till I hit UL 60, and then I can actually start doing like videos of me clearing TOA and stuff. Well, also I need to build someone to be alongside my Fro now that I think about it. I actually didn't think of that. I probably need to build either Havoc Rover or um what's the name? Donjin, and then just run it with like SK or something. Hello, Claire. H Rover is a good idea, then you can use them for the other attributes later. Wait, does H Rover stay the same level? Is it just the sequences? Oh yeah, it stays the same level. Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, I might use whoever the upcoming rover is actually too. 350 ping is rough. Tell me about it, man. Hey, that's what I get for making this account on a C server, an Australia server. Probably Fusion Rover next, yeah. I wonder if they'll give him any tune break capabilities. Or if he really is Fusion Rover, are they going to make him the free to play option for that Fusion Burst DPS? I could see it going either way. I can't wait till a main DPS in 3.x actually drops and my take is validated that they're going to be stronger than anyone in 2.x. I don't know how that's a hot take, but to some people it is. So, I will not make a video talking about my opinion on that until it happens. It's too risky. It's too early. I saw some people on Fractured Shores say Glacial Rover. Yeah. They couldn't come up with a better theory, a better lie. Glacial in this game may as well just not exist. I don't know why it's even an element to begin with. Like, how many Glacial units are in this game? Spectro just gets units. If Spectro and Fusion just get units after units after units after units. We have one limited Glacial right there. Two limited Glacial. We have two limited Glacial characters in the entirety of the game. Havoc 2? Oh, yeah, you're right. Roshia, Canarella, Prolova. Um, why is my brain not braining right now? Chisa. I know there's more. Camellia. Yeah, Camellia. There's only one Glacio character leaked for 3.x2. Hey, That means it's accurate, man. That means it's accurate. Like Albrina's Havoc? Nah, she's Fusion. I was about to make a video with probably my hottest take ever that would get like the Wua community up in flames that really like Frolova. Yeah, I refrained from it, bro. I refrained from it. I was going to, okay, it is kind of clickbaity, but I was gonna, put like 3.x, my opinion on Prolova value going into 3.x. And then I was gonna say why I think she's gonna be the next Gion. Holy fuck. At least in terms of like the way people see her and justify her value. That's what I mean by the next Gion. She still has like way better value than Gion in terms of versatility because she's one of the best contenders for running duo DPS. But like every time I talk about Prolova and how I think she'll probably like get noticeably power crept with like 3.x units in teams, the argument that's always brought up every time is Weewa. She has AoE. She's like a Weewa demon. And I always tell people like this is exactly how people tried to sell Gion in early 2.x. They were like, "Oh, he's not the highest damage dealer, but he's got the AoE. He can like tackle Weewa. He's like top Weewa DPS next to Cammy." And now like there are characters with significantly less AoE that also clear significantly better. Like I think the Augusta comp is currently like the closest to Prolova comp in clearing in Weewa, I think. Actually, I think Cartethia getting chilled currently with the buff is also helping. Gion got new teammates in 2.x. Yeah, but like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of like wheelchair, at least for the average player. I know there is a sweaty ass Gion rotation because I watched that one YouTuber. I think their name is like Mormento or something. Bro, they fucking glaze Gion to the high heavens because they know the sweatiest rotation of all time. But for average players, like that comp that makes Gion way stronger in his hyper carry is literally just wheelchair. Like Gion doesn't even do the majority of the team's damage. Yeah. Like if I were talking about like high skill ceiling, then I'd be glazing the fuck out of Zanny, and I wouldn't really be talking about like Cart all that much. He at least has a ceiling, yeah. I just want 3.x to come out already so I can learn about Tomb Break. That's all I care about right now. Oh, I want to learn everything, man. I also want to see how strong Lene is in main DPS. Because Chem hasn't made any calcs on main DPS Lene yet. So I have like absolutely nothing to go off of. Older character is, the more relevant about the ceiling because you people have more time playing. I mean, yeah, I guess. I just like to speak about characters and average value when it comes to my channel because like the average WoW player is absolute shit at the game because they don't want to learn anything. It's like the same thing I do with HSR, to be honest. I do basically the exact same thing with HSR. I give HSR actually a little more credit for people knowing what to do because it doesn't require mechanical gameplay and you can just like pretty quickly learn shit like speed tuning. Like, oh, I need to hit 134 to get 2 turns in the first cycle. Um, oh, I can run -1 speed, give the DPS 135, give the support what's it called? 134. It's pretty simple when it comes to HSR, to be honest. I asked Chem and all he said was it ain't looking good. What for main DPS Lene? Oh, that's kind of sad. I mean, to be fair, with how much value Lene has in terms of being like second slot buffer, especially comboed with Mornai, it makes sense. Like if she had level main DPS, if not better, and then also had like that insane buffing capability, like, bro, she'd make even Prolova look like kind of a worse pull than her, which is kind of crazy to say. Like this is literally the first unit, like dipping your toes in 3.x. Well, Uni, I think part of that is because of HSR's HP inflation and power creep. Like, if WUWA had as like rampant HP inflation, people would take more times out of their day to actually learn how to play their characters to make them last longer. But because this game is actually like decently slow with increasing its end game difficulty, a lot of people just don't fucking bother. They just spam buttons, which I can't blame them. Don't get me wrong, I can't blame them. Yeah, if you already own card, okay. The only time when I say like you shouldn't go pulling a 2.x character because we have 3.x soon is if you don't already have the full team or if you just don't have any characters at all. If you have like a fully like Prolova team, Kartethia team, even like Zanny team and stuff like this, you can easily justify going into sequences. Because technically speaking, not only are both sequences purchasable through the Coral Shop, which is like way cheaper as compared to manual pulls, but you're not needing to pull for an entirely new team plus their signature weapons or whatever. Like you already have this team built. You know what I'm saying? So in a lot of cases, sequence investment can be better in my opinion. Like if I'm not wrong, even if you look at like Carlotta Premium, like we compare to Zanny, right? Like Kem has his calc for like average rotation Zanny, not for Nightfall, and it's like 1.8, 1.9 million damage per rotation, while Carlotta's is 1.6, right? If you put in like one or two sequences into Carlotta, you can probably then be on the same level as like a Zanny team for the average player. So I don't think that's a bad investment in my opinion, even though Zanny is only 3 patches later. Chisa will have synergy with Ameth. My money is on orange-haired Peeb being the fusion burst DPS that Chisa synergizes with, and Ameth will be the best in slot main DPS for Mornai and Lene. That's my take on it. She looks too much like a flagship character. Just my opinion. For average player, Carlotta's already better than Zanny. Well, yeah, because the rotation is like brain dead for sure. Amos seems like the cart of the version. I mean, when's the second anniversary? Like in terms of a patch for Woowa. I legit don't know how much longer we have till the anniversary. I mean, we're in late 2.8. Anniversary was 2.3, which is 5 patches, a month and a half each. So we have what, like 5 months and a half left? So like 3.3, 3.4 around there. Makes no sense to release Amith in 3.1. I also don't think they're releasing her in 3.1 because she wasn't part of the 3.x drip market. They drip marketed Sigrika, Luke, the Witch Girl, Lene, and Mornai, and the only one they purposefully chose to not put there was Amith. So that makes me think she's 100% a flagship. I mean, they also gave her focus in the recent Lahai Roy trailer as well. Like, she very clearly got, like, the most important cutscenes. Canarella came out before Zanny, and Zanny was in the initial 2.x drop? Hmm, I guess. Maybe then. I think Canarella came out right before I started playing the game again, which was, like, on the Annie. So that's why I don't remember Canarella that well. Sigrika is more likely the Fusion Burst DPS? Yeah. That's what I'm putting my money on. Imagine instead of running, just driving around in a motorcycle soon. I mean, I could do the same with flying, but yeah, you're not wrong. I'm also curious about the polls 3.x is going to give. Like, I had so many people on my ass about the Annie saying that it makes sense that the Annie gave, like, average patch polls because unlike Renacida, it wasn't, like, a new version. I better see Renacida level polls or near it for that new version. Swear to God. By the way, Renacida level pulls is like 140 to 150, if I remember correctly from the bookkeeping. I mostly remember Canarella because of the community meltdown from her censorship. Yeah, I actually don't like Canarella like as a character in this game all that much. Well, actually, I skipped story, so I shouldn't say as a character. She's just not my favorite design. I didn't really care about the censorship shit though. Like, people go crazy over anything, but like all of these gacha games are Gooner. Like, people put so much focus on Woowa being the Gooner game, and then ZZZ just slides under the radar every single time, bro. ZZZ never gets into discourse. Like, people embrace it being a gooning game instead of like fighting against it, which is like kind of funny. Canarella's playstyle is ass. I haven't even ever played Canarella before, I think. People barely play Zenless. I mean, Zenless and Woowa, I think, are like the same in terms of popularity. I mean, at least in terms of the money they rake in, it's incredibly similar, I think. Every time, like, the revenue charts come out. I'm the rare negative status supporter because so far all negative status teams have no expire on swap outros, so they heavily incentivize quick swap, which I like. Yeah, that's understandable. If you're a sweatier player, you probably prefer the negative status teams because even Cart, like, I'm pretty sure Cart as well has sweatier rotations that can make her do more DPS, but apparently, like, it's somehow harder than Zanny's. So I'm not gonna, recommend or talk about it at all. But a lot of the negative status DPS, well, the only ones, let me be a little clear, the only negative status DPSs so far seem to have high skill ceilings with quick swap. They are giving us the content like the recent one, I don't mind, but they have to improve the game itself. What for ZZZ? I stopped using Cart until I get Chacona. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's like you pay a price. You kind of pay a price for these negative status DPSs having this ceiling, which is that they always have this fucking best in slot support that is astronomically better than any other options. I think in Cart's case, it's worse than Zanny, though. Like, a lot of people argue gameplay wise for Zanny is worse, but I'm pretty confident going from like Sanhua to Chacona is noticeably larger than going from Spectral Rover to Phoebe for what's it called? Zanny. But if you don't have Spectral Rover as an available option, then yeah, it's like an even bigger jump for sure. Cart is flexible enough to be well off without Chacona? Fuck no. People always say this because she can apply her own negative status, but that alone just makes the rotation significantly longer. And so when you actually look at like how much damage you're losing from it, like it's so bad. Like a lot of people don't get this. Even with how broken cart sequences are, it's still better no matter what to invest into Chacona than it is to go into her sequences. Even if you go to S3, like an S2 or S1 Cartethia with Chacona will probably be stronger as compared to if you're using something like San Juan. Like she matters that much, man. She matters a lot. People always say this, but when it comes to Weewa, try doing it without Chacona. Oh yeah, I didn't really consider Weewa. Yeah, there's also that. Zanny S6 still feels ass without Frazzle. You know what I kind of want to see? I want to see what like the standard is for sequences in 3.x. I'm really excited every time when it comes to a new version for like a game. Well, chillax on me, okay? HSR is going through a lot of issues. That's why I'm not talking about it that much. But I want to see if like cart sequence levels are going to be the norm going for main DPSs in version 3. How much did the S6Q Yuan cost? Nothing. I spent money after I got S6Q Yuan. I think I posted my poll history on like a video in a community post before, but I got really lucky. Is Wuwa gonna have a Phenon S2 and 3.x? I don't know if they'll ever make it S2s, to be fair. I think they'll always focus on like that S3 because they know they sell sequences for like up to S2 in the Coral shop. I could be wrong though. They could go all out for a character's S2. Are Augusta's sequences equal or better than Cartethia? There's no one in the entirety of the game that has sequences on the level of Cartethia. I think the closest that one comes is S6 Fro. Because like S1 and S2 Fro and S4 and S5 Fro aren't that significant, but I think she has the largest jumps from S3 and S6. But even then I'm pretty sure Cart is still stronger. Could be wrong though. Because Cart like she gets a new rotation because once you get to like I think it's S2 not S3, the plunge that small Cartethia does a fuck ton of damage. Like it's like the plunge that small Cartethia does is very significant. So you can do like a new rotation and that increases the sequence value even further. I have whale showcases of Woo characters on my channel. Oh really, Uni? That's really cool. I'll check that out later then. Mornai S1 makes her truly universal. Oh, 100%. Bro, oh my god. When I when we had that mistranslation that it was 40% vulnerability, I was going to lose my shit. Like I was like, "Damn, bro. They finally took the shackles off." When it was like 40% vulnerability instead of damage bonus. I was about to wail. I swear to God, bro. I was telling myself in my head the second I saw that I'm dropping $100 to guarantee this shit. So it's S1 or don't pull Mornai? No, 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 no. Mornai is still like SK tier in terms of general buffing. However, S1 just makes it so that there's another 40% damage bonus, which I believe does put her above SK. People trying to cope with SK. I mean, it isn't really cope. Like, at least generally, SK and Mornai S0 are 0. I think SK is still slightly better. You'll see in Chem's calcs that S0 R1 Mornai can be like on the exact same level as buffing as SK, but that's because SK's weapon is literally fucking useless, while Mornai's gives a 20% all ally crit damage buff. So if you take that out and just compare S0 or 0, SK ends up being stronger. But like what we were talking about before is that sequences like vertical investment in general for Mornai is significantly stronger, right? As compared to SK. SK gets 40% attack on S2, while Mornai gets 40% damage bonus on S1, like generally, right? And she gets a 50% damage increase, or sorry, 50% duration increase on her buff, the same as like SK's ult on S1. So damage bonus is better than attack. She also gives another crit damage buff on her S2, gives a crit damage buff on the weapon. The weapon actually matters on her. It's pretty different as compared to SK. S1 Mornai is equivalent in function to E1 Teeb, turns already good general support into the universal GOAT. Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, we also have a new end game. I forgot. We have a new end game in 3.0 that isn't on Hakushin, so I can't see anything like really about it. I don't know how seriously to take the leakers, but they said the new endgame will be harder than TOA and Wiwa. But like, by how much? By how much, bro? I have S2 Prolova, which is better, S3 or Canarella? If I remember, if you don't have QU1, I mean, that depends. If you run Prolova and like duo DPS, it'd probably easily be S3 Fro. But if you're running like main DPS Fro, it's close, I think. It's like really close. I think I'd just get Kanta. I think getting a newer character, whilst it also being like a similar buff, yeah, I'd probably just get Kanta because it's an extra character. Unless you don't want to echo farm and shit. Harder than Weewa? Nah. I mean, Weewa's gonna get harder soon anyway, so it's probably gonna be harder than that harder Weewa. Oh yeah, there's no Chop Chops uni. I checked Hakushin. Like after I saw your comment, I went to check. There's no Chop Chops, so at least there's that. Weewa endgames are boring. Hmm. Weewa endgames are boring. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I kind of like Weewa. Like 99% of the player base probably wouldn't agree with me. But I actually like playing Weewa. I don't like TOA as much as I like Weewa. I think they're going to make the endgame harder because a bunch of people in the community have been nonstop complaining that the endgames are too easy. To be honest, they wouldn't really be wrong. Like, you know, I cover HP inflation like I always do, right? Like, I literally talked about this in HSR when, like, I cover HP inflation, but I can still clear the game, like, completely fine by myself. I always make my videos just for, like, the average casual player to watch them and understand, like, what's upcoming and the difficulty that they have to face. And a lot of people get mad at me when I like call out that HP inflation, but it's like I'm not saying I can't clear. Like please don't get it mistaken. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's gonna be like a difficulty increase. That's it. How's Bleach going? Did you finish it? I'm at the beginning of the Arrancar arc. I have Prolova, that's why I like whimpering. Understandable. It's less fun to min-max and Weewa than TOA because there's more RNG involved, I feel. Yeah. Mobs and the way they act and shit. Weewa's fun. Problem is casuals can't complete it. I don't know, like... Okay, I understand it's not, like, that popular. But there's no way people don't know about the gremlin strategy in Weewa. Are you still playing Where Winds Meet? Yeah, I played it for like an hour or two today, actually. I took a break from it for a little bit, but then I came back today and power leveled. So now I have to wait 9 days for the other level cap. I think a lot of people know but just don't want to build them. I mean, it's just free points, man. It's understandable if you know you're already soon going to get like another limited team. But like, if you know you're going to like procrastinate on like limited pulls for a Weewa team, like I just invest in it, man. Would it be crazy to make a new account for 3.x hyper investing into Mornai Lene? No, not really. I wouldn't call that crazy. I talked about this in a community post recently. But like if you're a new player starting in 3.x, it's a genuine fucking cheat code. You can get Verena from the standard selector banner. You can get SK from the beginner 1.x banners. And you can get Mornai. And you have three generalists that work for damn near every single team in the entirety of the game, even if they aren't best in slot. Mornai has really strong vertical investment. Lene is also a really solid sub DPS like buffer and enabling more tune break damage. Like it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy what these 3.x characters are already doing. What about us who poured everything into Chisa? I mean, probably the Fusion Burst DPS is your next hope. Probably. Either that or the, I think, Electro Flare DPS. Is that the one Chisa has something like shilling for in her kit? I think that's the one. Yeah, Electro Rage. Oh, wait. Electro Rage isn't a negative status. Oh, wait, no, it is. Electro Rage increases the damage dealt by the next Electro Flare. Okay. So it's probably going to be something that an Electro Flare DPS has or sub DPS has. Yeah, I also think it's the Witch. I think the Witch is probably going to be the electronegative status. Or maybe it's much later, who knows. Maybe they'll slap it on like Lucy or Rebecca, which would piss me off. What do you think her bias is? What, Chisa? Just the future electronegative status DPS. I'm not sure if she's going to be like insanely best in slot for the fusion one. Like that's not really a guarantee. They could take like a Zanny route. Okay, I know. For Nightfall rotation, okay, I know. But if you're an average player and you already have Phoebe for Zanny, like Spectro Rover versus SK, there isn't that big of a difference. Okay? There just isn't that big of a difference. So they could either go that exact same route when it comes to like Sigrika or whoever the Fusion Burst DPS is, and then Chisa ends up being like kind of underwhelming, or they can make her like the new definitive third best in slot for those teams. I don't know which way they'll go, to be honest. There also still isn't a Havoc Bane DPS, so I think that at the minimum is guaranteed. I think at the minimum is guaranteed she'll be a significant upgrade for a Havoc Bane team when the future Havoc Bane DPS comes out. But until then, it's a possibility that she's like a side grade for a lot of these negative status characters. Chisa's bias is the bench. Alright. I can't speak in this scenario because I have an S6 Yuan, which is like one of the worst investments anyone could ever make in this game. Like actual folding. There was no meta going on in my head when I pulled this. Well, then again, I did the same thing for Anoxa, so. My main can clear everything, but I want to be able to get everything I want. New accounts eating the banners are insane, yeah. I just don't like making new accounts in WoW that much because it's open world. I absolutely despise doing open world exploration. In HSR, it's much easier because it's turn based, and the majority of like pulls that you can get are just given to you through the main quest instead of like side chests. Ugh. It's the opposite for WoW. You get so much fucking pulls from exploration in this game. Yeah, you can also auto on HSR. It's also easier to play on mobile for HSR too. Like, it's a lot of stuff. I'll just say for Luke, who knows when the next mail will be? I heard there's a rumored second mail, like either mid 3.x as a 4-star or late 3.x limited or both. So there might be 2 or 3 mails in the entire version, just like Brant and Yuan. uh, Glacio is dead? Oh, 100%. We. I want a buffer for Yuan to come out, man. It's not fair. Like, why does Yuno get all these fucking buffs and become a main DPS, but they don't do the same for Yuan? It makes me sad. This guy's actually fucking bricked. At least he's S6. You wanna know something cool? This S6 Yuan, with the team I have, I'm pretty sure is still weaker than a hyper carry Kartethia team. S6 Yuan having a comparable percent increase to S3 Brant. Yeah, and Brant is also stronger at base because of Lupa, and especially now with Mornai, which is just insane, man. Oh. Did someone gift you 1,000 subs? No, I just made a new account. I already told the story before. I made a new account because I wanted to see how fast I could clear endgame. However, very quickly, I realized that I didn't want to farm like the open world that crazily because, I mean, I was used to doing those challenges on HSR and it was much easier. So I just decided to turn it into an account I'd save polls on for a character I really liked. And then I ended up folding for Yuan. I got really lucky with the polls though. Like by all means, I should have only been able to afford like an S2 or S3 R1 Q1 at max. I got very lucky to get S6. Will you try the new Arc Knights? No clue, genuinely. I don't know. The graphics and the characters look appealing to me, but I saw like a glimpse of the combat and it didn't look all that appealing to me. But of course I haven't tried it yet, so floated for Dylan and ZZZ. Nice. Dylan's like one of the best pulls in the game right now, so it's understandable. When it comes to ZZZ, I'm not good at predicting the future like Woo and HSR. So I can't say anything. I just see something good and then I'm like, oh, I really want that. Stopped playing gachas a couple months ago for about 3 months and you kept playing. Just wondered, do you get burnout as well? Yeah. Yeah, I get burnout. I mean, right now, I'm basically like so-called burnt out from HSR. Like, people will notice I'm talking about Woo a lot more recently. Like, there's just nothing at all that interests me in HSR right now. I'm also playing ZZZ like very on and off. It's not really consistent. I don't actually play like all these gacha games every single day. A lot of people think I do. Like, I selectively play one or two every here and then, and that's it. I don't play it that consistently to manage the burnout. Saw that after Yeishun Guang gets a bunch of little idol girls, gets its easy patches to save. Yeah, I don't like those. I don't like them. A lot of people think I like them because, like, obviously I have no issues with those characters, and I very clearly like a lot of them. But I don't know what it is about the Angels of Delusion. I just don't care, bro. Like, they really don't interest me in the slightest. They just don't hit. So it's just all in for Yeishun Guang at this point. I'm probably pulling Yeishu Guang and dipping the Angels of Delusion. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, they really just don't catch my eye, man. They aren't a Rebecca, which I'm still waiting for. That's probably going to be the next team I build. They're probably going to make her a support. Bro, oh my god, man. Like, all my favorite Wuwa characters are just supports, man. First it's Shisa, then it's Mornai. I swear to God if it's Rebecca too, bro. Oh my goodness. I thought Mornai was going to be a main DPS. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping, but I also thought they may screw her over like Chisa on the low. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, she has incredible value. Like, at the same time, like, you can't be mad, right? Like, it's one of the, if not the most valuable character in the entirety of the game, especially if you're considering going into vertical investment. But, like, fuck. She also has, like, really sick combat animations, too. I hope they pull an HSR fake collab and make both Lucy and Rebecca separate DPSs, but let's not kid ourselves, that ain't happening. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but just from the way, like, Wua does characters and, like, team comps the way they do, in the back of my mind, I believe that they'll tie Rebecca to Lucy and they'll be like best in slaw for each other and they'll do it like that probably. Could be wrong though. Like 100% could be wrong. If the DPS is the new guy, I'm gonna save up. I'm gonna give up on this team. To be fair, I think Wuwa is about to go on a spree of releasing DPSs. Because 3.8 was only Chisa. We had 2.7 QU1 sub DPS. We have 2.8 Chisa support. Then we have 3.0, which is sub DPS plus support. Like, at some point, they need to start releasing main DPSs. I think 3.1 may be a duo, like, main DPS patch. Just got E2 Phanon, no regrets. Now I'm dry. Well, at least E2 Phanon is, like, a very worthwhile investment. Lene and Mornai are probably for Luke. I don't think so. I have genuine belief that Kuro will tie Toon Break to the character who's most anticipated, which is the pink-haired girl. I could be wrong, but it's just free money. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I was in Kuro's stead, I would do this exact same shit. Mornai and Lene are, like, probably the most hyped characters out of the drip, and then Ameth is also, like, the other most hyped. So it's like a full team of the most hyped beginner 3.0, like, Lahairoi characters. There's no way you don't make them best in slot for each other to milk as much money as possible. I think collab characters are always DPSs. They wouldn't want to lock future players out of getting a good support. I don't know, man. Maybe. But I don't know. I'd hope so, don't get me wrong. Because, like, if they make Rebecca, like, a DPS, I'd probably, like, drop significant money on the game again. Because I really like Rebecca. Like, that's a character I genuinely want to use for probably, like, years. Easily. Do you think pulling S2 Mornai would be a dumb idea? I don't want the paint character. I mean, I don't know what Mornai sequences really have to do with the paint character. But, yeah. S2 is like, I don't think S2 is necessary, to be honest. I think once you get S1, you can kind of just, like, go from there, really. Are we on the Cope train that Rebecca will be free? Fuck no. No. Nah. I don't know. If, like, Kuro's kind of weird. They gave Zhang Liao for free, so a lot of people expected, like, when we got leaks of free 5-star characters, that it'd be real for the Annie, but then they didn't do that, and the Annie was just a normal patch. So I'm like 50-50 on it, because I know they recently had a what's it called, Devil May Cry PGR collab, and they gave, like, one of them for free. I think it was Dante. But I don't know if they treat Wuwa the same as PGR. People are saying the paint character and Mornai is connected. Well, yeah, they're best in slot for each other, especially once their main DPS comes out, probably. However, you can still use more. Think of Mornai as SK, okay? In terms of, like, general buffing capability, think of a character like Verena and SK. You can still use Mornai very well as a support in a lot of teams, nonetheless. They are more generous in PGR as far as I know, so I wouldn't cross-reference the games. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm 50-50 on it. Like, I don't know if they'll ever get to the point of, like, being nicer with the WUA player base in terms of generosity. Also, like, Rebecca is hella popular. Like, she is hella fucking popular. Like, if they made her free, they'd be losing astronomical levels of money, probably. Like, I know a lot of people don't like lolly characters, but like Rebecca is one of those few exceptions, like Tatsumaki and One Punch Man for a lot of people. Like, they'd still pull nonetheless. I have S1R1 Cartethia and Augusta. Who do you think is the best investment, Chacona or Chacona? It's not even close. Chacona. If I remember correctly, is like a 20% upgrade average rotation for Augusta. Chacona is like significantly more than that for Cart. I think I'm not gonna pull sequence, just pull new characters. That's understandable. That's how most people like. That's how you maximize the fun in these games. Of course, you can get unlucky with like 50-50 losses and stuff. That's all I was talking about capturing Radiance in a recent video. But yeah, getting new characters is always going to be more fun for people. Me personally, I've always liked vertically investing in characters I really like, though. Like, that's always been a big thing for me. I think HSR is what really pushed me to like start playing like this, because I kept like horizontally investing, and like it was fun for a little bit. Like the first few weeks you have the character, but after I'd get tired of them and I'd go back to my favorites, and like I was just kind of wasting pulls because now I don't have anything to invest into my favorites anymore, and they start falling off. So now I'm a copy demon basically. Best in slot team copy demon. They could have multiple tune break DPSs. It's not as if we only get one break DPS in HSR. You're not wrong, but I just don't see tune break being like this long lasting thing, to be honest. And like the thing with Kuro that a lot of you need to understand is that when they add like a new gimmick, a new mechanic, whatever you want to call it, they don't just like selling new DPSs. They like selling teams. Okay? So if you believe this, the reality is it'd be like incredibly likely that they release more Tune Break sub DPSs at the minimum, while also releasing more Tune Break main DPSs, which like I'm kind of iffy about. I don't know if they'll go that hard on Tune Break. Like, yeah, I don't know. Also, from the roadmap, it seems like there's only supposed to be one Tune Break main DPS. HSRS. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that graffiti ninja, man. Wait, actually, I do know where the graffiti ninja is. It's Lene. In the next patch, actually, in the next banner. We finally found her. She moved on to Wuwa after she got erased from fucking HSR. I think Currency Wars will make it easier for me to skip characters I don't like since I know I'll still be able to use trial versions of them. Yeah, but the trial versions of characters in Currency Wars are actually fucking atrocious, bro. Like, I was using that Aglaia strat for Currency Wars, and then when I looked at the actual stats of the trial Aglaia, oh my fucking god, dude. Like, I don't know what it is with HSR and just absolutely butchering their trial characters. It's the worst advertisement possible. I think the 3.x roadmap cooked because it's already wrong. It said Linné would be Gauntlet. I mean, a lot of things are correct, though. Like, it's kind of 50-50 because they probably change it around. But, like, um, I believe Mornai was leaked as Fusion on that roadmap, which isn't wrong. And she was also leaked to be part of the new mechanics on that as well, which also isn't wrong. And then Linné, they got the element right, but the weapon was changed. Like, I'm gonna be honest, weapons don't mean anything in this game anymore. Okay, Mornai is Broadblade. Tell me, where the fuck do you see a Broadblade in 99% of her animations? Let's all be honest. If you've seen the anime, it doesn't exist. It's just not there. She looks exactly like a Gauntlet user or like a Rectifier user. It doesn't make any sense. I made fun of Wua trial characters until I saw HSR ones. Yeah, it's like really bad. Bro, they gave Tribby, like their trial Tribby in HSR uses an attack scaling light cone when she's an HP scaling character. It's completely useless. Tired of people abusing String Master? True. Actually true. We know for sure 3.1 is a fusion burst DPS. Yeah. It's guaranteed that one of the characters in 3.1 will be a fusion burst DPS because it's on the TOA and I believe it's on the WeWa buffs for 3.0 or 3.1 of that reset. So it's like in my opinion it's most likely Sigrika, but like other people also think it's Ameth. I don't think it's gonna be Ameth. Actually, now that I think about it, they could just make Sigrika a Phoebe, and then like we all got debated, and then Ameth is a fusion burst DPS, but she's in like 3.2 or 3.3. Like they just pull a Phoebe Zanny all over again. Wait, low key. Wait, wait, doesn't that line up? Didn't Phoebe come out in like 2.1 and then Zanny in 2.3? Or am I crazy? I want it to be Ameth because I like her and I like native status. Yeah, makes sense. You might be cooking? Yeah. I just realized not only does she look like Phoebe, but they're kind of like placed the same. Could be a debate, and she's actually sub DPS slash main DPS like Phoebe. Wait, what? I didn't even know I had this right here. Reminds me of the old Genshin trial characters that had noblesse. Bro, oh, I wish I could get back into Genshin so badly. Like, it genuinely has a pretty fun community in terms of, like, talking about meta and shit. But, bro, like, it's so corny to say this. It's so corny, but Lua genuinely ruined my experience of playing Genshin and, like, its open world exploration. It's so bad, man. I hate it. I hope one day I can get over it, so I can go back to enjoying Genshin. Yeah. I have S1 Augusta, SK, and now Chisa. Was barely playing recently, just doing dailies. Who do you guys think I should be looking for pulling? Well, you'd probably just be looking for Chisa stuff, probably. Like a negative status DPS that wants Chisa. If the Fusion Burst DPS needs Fusion Rover, Chisa might still end up not being best in slot because Lupa exists. Oh, yeah, that's true. Lupa and her 15% Fusion Res Shred. That's actually a really good point. Even then, Mornai could also be better. Like, if it ends up being a Zanny situation where, like, what's it called? SK can be competitive against Spectra Rover as third slot, not second slot. Um, you could have like Mornai actually being just straight up better because of Lupa Res Shred. Wait, actually no, because you need someone to enable negative status. I'm retarded. Never mind. I'm so mad every Hoyo game added a skip button except Genshin. Well, if Genshin added a skip button, then everybody would make reroll accounts, get 500 to 600 pulls, and completely shit on its endgame. I know that isn't really an excuse, but with how old the game is at this point, like that's a genuine thing. Like I think Genshin reroll accounts with like 400 to 500 pulls are like $15. Cuz it's like so fucking easy to get pulls in that game now. But that's just speculation though. Like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that justifies it. I'm just saying I think that may possibly be the reason. They know people will just like speed run it and then instantly clear endgame. Because if I remember correctly, like the exploration in Genshin can be tedious, but the actual main story quests are like not that long. I remember returning to the game on Genshin, and I got through I think Sumeru and Fontaine in like a day. A day or two. I've never wanted to skip in ZZZ so far because there are some funny dialogues, and I also rarely skip in HSR because Trailblazer has funny dialogue options too. Meanwhile, in Genshin, yeah, I haven't even played Genshin recently, and I've never listened to stories, so I can't talk about it all that much. Like everybody goes crazy about HSR and like this whole Cyrene shit. Like, oh, this is going to be a romantic story like no other. They're like memeing on it, and like I genuinely have no clue what's going on because I skip it all. uh, the one game that carried Hoyo to mainstream got the worst treatment. Yeah. It's also somehow the only one with capturing radiance. Also, I have to say, okay, hot take, right? I'm gonna say it here because I can't say it in videos. Genshin has the least power creep of any gacha I've ever played. Okay, I know The open world exploration fucking blows. I know it has many issues with like pulls and stuff, but I'm being so serious. It has the least power creep. Even Woowa. Even Woowa, bro. Even Woowa. Like, the game is over half a decade old at this point, I think. And still, like, they haven't reached anywhere near HSR levels of power creep and HP inflation, I'm pretty sure. And I think Woowa's already catching up, and it's, like, in its second year. So, wait, no, it's still in its... Yeah, it's like... it's like a year and a half, a year, whatever. Is that even a hot take? Uni, I promise you right now, if I made a video saying that, oh my fucking god, the comments would be double to triple of the likes. I'd have like at least 50-50 like to dislike ratio. I made a video before just talking about currency value or pull value and like what your pulls effectively get you in said games. And I put Genshin the highest because of the fact that they have fucking goated ass 4-stars and like actual usable 4-star weapons. And they only release like one character usually per patch. And people fucking lit my shit on fire for that. And that was like a much more tame take. Like, actually talking about power creep, bro, it's an entirely different story. People get rabid over power creep talks. Actually, isn't Genshin still, like, somehow clearing with 4-star only recently, too? Like, it's damn near impossible, don't get me wrong. It's damn near impossible. But I swear, I've seen some people talk about it recently, of, like, people still somehow clear 4-star only in that game. Like, there's just no way, man. How is that even possible? Like, there is no better gacha, in my opinion, like, of the mainstream ones, to spend money on, except Genshin. Like, that's how they get you, you know what I'm saying? Like, the pull count is absolutely trash, and they release characters so slowly, but that's what makes spending money on it so good. Like, if you're a spender in Genshin, bro, you have an insane lead. It's actually crazy. Like, I gotta give respect to Genshin for that, genuinely. Like, you guys need to keep in mind, right? Like, I'm not a Genshin Glazer. It is my least favorite to play easily out of all like the mainstream gachas. But bro, you gotta give it to them for capturing Radiance and like the power creep and stuff. It's been a lot worse recently. I won't say it hasn't. Like, it went from as tame as you can get to actually, being noticeable. But even then, it's like a fraction of what's going on currently in like HSR. Even Wu was like already starting it a little bit. Because I think a premium cart team does like 500 plus K more per rotation as compared to a premium Carlotta team, which is like, I think, a 30% jump within the same version. Actually, within 6 patches of each other, but yeah. But then again, Carlotta could get like a best in slot teammate. Who knows? It's 45% jump. Well, it depends on how sweaty you get. If you get sweaty with a cart, and especially if you go into sequences as well, like, it just becomes so much worse for Carlotta. It's not even close. Capturing Radiance is essentially a pity for losing 50-50s. Oh, someone asked. Yeah. They need to add that shit to the other big fours. 100%, yeah. Genshin should also fix their weapon banner. Like, brother, We are over half a decade into this game. You still have that shitty ass banner system. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm just gonna talk about it. I was confident I'd quit Genshin like a little while back, so I spent the rest of my pulls trying to get, I think it was like Skirk's weapon or whatever, and I ended up getting Raiden Shogun's weapon, and I couldn't use the crossover pity. uh, oh no, it was Kinnich's weapon. Kinnich's weapon was on the banner, and I had Kinnich. Wu is currently the worst of the four. The fact that every character needs their SIG, otherwise they lose 40% damage is funny. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Hmm. I mean, HSR and Wu are like the same. Wu is like more consistently slightly worse, but they're kind of on the same level of weapon jumps right now. Wu also only has 3 slot teams. Well, yeah, but the thing with Wu is 2 of its end games is 3 team endgame content. So you can't even really use the like 3 character argument because you have 2 teams of 4 characters versus 3 teams of 3, which is 9 characters, which is actually one more. And the new endgame is 3 teams as well. So like TOA and that are 3 teams. We was the only one that's actually 2 teams. I mean, you could also count you could also count what's that new fucking anomaly arbitration in HSR, but like anomaly arbitration doesn't give any premium currency. So respectfully, like no one should really give a shit about it. I'm pretty confident this new Wua endgame will have premium currency, so like it kind of counts in like the big three. You don't have to explore for polls in Wua. Events give a lot. Uh, I mean that just depends on whether or not they add a new like landscape. If they add new land, you can usually get like an extra 5 to 10 pulls for that shit. I mean, actually, it depends on how big it is. Like when they added Septimon, it's probably more than that, to be honest. If they add like very, very big pieces of land like Septimon, you're getting like 20 to 30 pulls for exploration. New Wuwa endgame will be bad according to Leaker. Amount of shilling is way worse than current ones. How's that possible, though? I heard the new endgame has like selectable general buffs for whatever teams you want to run. Is that like actually leaked on the leak subreddit that it's like really bad? I recently cleared anomaly arbitration, but only 1 star for the new lock sub. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really the only thing you care about, to be honest. The rest is just like useless, like things you'll never use. You just care about the reroll dice. The general buffs compared to the shield buffs are insanely. Oh, okay. Okay. So there are general buffs, but it doesn't matter because the shield buffs are like twice, thrice as strong. Isn't that like the same as TOA then? TOA already has general buffs, but then they like hard shill certain teams. It's kind of the same as TOA. Like TOA just gives amp, I think normally. Let me see. At the start of battle, yeah, Resonator's total damage increases. Wait, what? Wait, I didn't even know they did this. Wait. They add how much res? They add 40% res. Each echo skill gets rid of 1 stack. So you can get rid of 3 with like a normal team. You can get rid of 3, but you're still dealing with 16% extra res. Holy fucking yeah, this is a bro, this is insane levels of shilling. Oh my, I didn't even see this, man. I didn't even see that, bro. Exactly. Recently, one of the DA rotations, there was 2 buffs for the Rupture Ancients and nothing for Anomaly. So yeah, even if you can choose buffs, it doesn't matter if the shilling is crazy. Damn. Well, we'll see when it comes out. We'll see. I feel like I don't fully understand it yet, so I don't want to like make a video on that. So I'll just wait until it officially comes out. And like full leaks are on it as well. That could be really bad though. Voice crack. That could be really, really bad. Can you remove all stacks on second rotation onward? I think so. It didn't look like they had anything that made the stacks. Oh, it only applies once per character. Oh, never mind. Yep. Okay. You don't need Linne for Mornai to work. Like, she's still SK tier generalist buffer, even without Linne. But with Linne, it forms like this incredibly, I'm just going to call it what it is, wheelchair comp. Okay. It's basically just a wheelchair comp that is best in slot, if not close, for a shit ton of DPSs. And on top of that, you can just wait in silence until the main DPS comes out. And that's probably going to just power creep everybody. So it's a really good investment, but you don't need Linne for Mornai. I'd actually say, if anything, Linne is more reliant on Mornai for value than Mornai is on Linne. Because, like, Linne's main thing outside of whatever buff she gives is doing, like, the Toon Rupture, Toon Break damage. And that becomes a lot slower if you don't use Mornai as your 3rd slot. So second I read the buff, I just closed the game. Yeah, I don't like buffs like that, man. Is it better to pull Mornai? Yeah. They separated one kit into 2 characters. I mean, I've talked about it before, but like, Mornai is basically Ruan Mei, and then Linne is HMC. That's kind of how it is. Like, one enables the efficiency increase, and the other one gives you super break. Kind of the same thing here with, like, Toon Rupture and Toon Strain. Heard that somewhere before. So the future team of Lene and Mornai with the DPS that they're gonna release will power creep the game for sure. I wouldn't say for sure, but it's likely. It's pretty likely. Anytime Karua releases like niche gimmicks, you can basically bet that they'll compensate for it by making the main DPS of that team be like incredibly strong. Like for Echo skill damage, you have Prolova and Galbrena, who are like pretty solid, like strong units currently, top in the game. You also have Prolova, who's just completely dominant in Wiwa. You then have Zanny, who has the highest ceiling in the game. You have Kartethia, who for the average player, it has the highest ceiling in the game. Like, all of these gimmick characters' main DPSs end up being incredibly strong every single time. Hello, Solus. Sparkle or Rebecca? Sparkle. Why not both, though? What does Mornai do again for non-Lene comps? Well, if you're not running Lene, all you do is just remove 40% damage bonus. Because no one can inflict Toon Rupture unless you have her S1. So she gives... Oh wait, they changed her set. Yeah. Her set no longer gives 25% damage bonus. I believe it gives 25% attack in total. So it gives the exact same buffs as Rejuvenating Glow plus Fallacy. And then she gives, I believe, a 20 to or 25% amp generally on outro. Like amp for anything. So 25% amp, 25% attack. It used to be a little stronger. The set used to be damage bonus. Only motivation to play this game is to get S3 Chisa and then I'll dip for another 4 months. Yeah, that's understandable. Rate the 3.7 QOL. I don't even know what the 3.7 QOL was, to be honest. Did you expect to be so addicted to Musume? Oh, you got into Uma Musume? I wonder how fun that game is. How close is Mornai to SK in terms of giving buffs? She's weaker for sure. Like, especially with the removal of damage bonus and changing it to attack now. She's even weaker than she used to be. But it's SK tier, right? Like, SK may be like 10% better in terms of buffing. But then Mornai, like, probably makes up for it with being able to make characters toon break faster. So they're basically the exact same. But Mornai has way better vertical investment, so no content in the gachas I'm playing, understandable. Can I run Prolova, Camellia, and Shorekeeper? I just realized if I pull Fro, my Camellia will be benched. No, not really, no. Camellia is a character. I mean, you could, but like, I don't think it's like good that much, really. Can't wait for Hanami for that long, dude. Yeah, that's what sucks. That, and I think beta is also going to be delayed. So I'm not going to be able to make any beta content, and there won't be any exciting beta Doom posting for probably a few weeks, even into 3.8, which is kind of sad. Hello, King Phoenix. Yeah, Katos. S1 Mornai is like one of the best investments you could probably make in the game right now. Ugh. Bro, how long do I need to wait for Sparkle, man? Isn't it 9 weeks? Because it's usually 3 weeks per banner, and a patch is 6 weeks. Man, a 2-month plus patch. That's gonna be brutal. What is Linnea's best in slot, third slot? Is it SK? No. It's Mornai. Same patch. Should already be used to it at this point. Best in slot for each other on the exact same patch. S2 Mornai is only 32% crit damage. That's worse than S2 SK's 40% attack. No. No. Crit damage is higher value than attack in this game. I mean, to be fair, I'd recommend most people go for the weapon before her sequence 1, actually. Or, sorry, S2, not S1. Like, once you have S1 and you want to keep vertically investing, weapon's probably the next best option because it's guaranteed. And it's 20% crit damage. So, no risk of losing the 50-50 there. %40 attack, 32% crit damage. Check it yourself. I'm pretty confident crit damage is stronger. If I remember correctly, let me check the SK weapon to make sure I'm not wrong here. Just need to make sure I'm not wrong. Okay, so this rectifier gives the entire party 14% attack, right? Linnea's weapon, or sorry, Mornai's weapon gives 20% crit damage. Now, this weapon makes zero difference in SK's ability to clear endgame content, while Mornai's is a significant upgrade for the team because it's crit damage instead of attack percent. So I am like really confident. Crit damage is a much higher value stat in this game than attack percent. I was looking it up earlier through Chem's calcs and I was looking at substat value. For almost every character in the game, crit damage is at like double the value of attack percent. I could be wrong though, but like I've seen it because I checked for Prolova and I checked for QU1. I actually think I have it here. Let me see. I can check myself. I think I have it on. All right, let's see. Yep. So substat value for QU1 if it can load. Crit damage is at 7%. Attack percent is at less than, like, crit damage is almost doubly as valuable as compared to attack percent for QU1. For main DPS, it's about 3% versus over 4%. So I guess it depends on the DPS actually. For Prolova, crit damage is 5% and attack percent is 3%. Yeah, it's noticeably worse than crit damage. Wee. What is your thoughts on Bu-Ling? Uh, she's just kind of there. I don't know. Until the Electro Flare DPS comes out. That's because substats are 10% attack and 21% crit damage, twice as much. I think it just accounts for how much value the stat gives and not the actual set. I don't think that's how it works. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's just how much value a certain stat gives to the character, despite the number. But yeah, I already made a community post. I think Bu-Ling is being like insanely overhyped, not because she's bad, but because this game now has 3 generalists, and she isn't even better than SK in 90% case scenarios. So, like, if you have Arena, you have SK, and then you have Mornai, Bu-Ling is useless until an Electro Flare DPS comes out. I don't think attack is a big deal. I mean, actually, I can check right now, actually. There's actually a really easy way for me to see, actually. I'm pretty sure Chem has calcs on attack percent S2 SK on characters, so I can just see how much of a buff that is. And then see how much a buff S2, what's it called? Mornai is. Let me go to, it's on his Augusta sheet, I think. Oh, great. There we go. So if I go to Augusta, taking fucking forever. So S2 SK is a 10% upgrade to Augusta's team. And this is like a best case scenario because Augusta absolutely fucking loves attack because her base attack is insanely high with her weapon. And then if I go to Mornai, can we please load? Mornai's S2 is what? A 10% upgrade. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing, man. Well, whatever. Well, actually, Mornai's is 9%, sorry. So it's 9% versus 10%. Fucking generational. And that's considering with her weapon, which her weapon also gives crit damage. If you don't have her weapon, it may actually turn into 10%, which is the same as SK. So, yeah. Goon. No, there's no gooning going on right now, man. I only goon on the community posts these days. It's funny how your most popular vid is how Wua ruined Genshin for me. Yeah, and I still stand by it. And then new viewers will come into my channel talking about how I absolutely hate Brigade this game. And I'm trying to bring its downfall. When I've made like so many more videos slandering Genshin. So is Mornai another SK? Kinda, yeah, basically. Angels of Delusion is peak. Overrated, man, overrated. Are you gonna play Enfield? I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it right now. I'm gonna be honest, I'm tired of trying new gotchas. I don't want to be one of those like content creators that just go from gotcha to gotcha without ever actually sticking to one. Because that's like how I've always been. I've always like dedicated myself to a few or a couple gotchas at max. And I've actually like learned how to play them and make content on it. Now you have to because HSR is dead. True. And Woowa will EOS soon. Nice. Folding is inevitable. I've already folded too much this month. Like, I've actually spent a gross amount of money on gotchas this month as compared to normal. I think I've spent like, well, Canadian, like 300 to 400. Which is really disgusting for me. I don't think I'll ever spend this much money ever again. Yeah, exactly, game troll. Like, once you start playing too many gotchas, on my opinion, it becomes a chore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can really become a chore very quickly. Or start feeling like a chore. And that's when the fun kind of disappears. Like, you're no longer playing the game because you're like, oh, I genuinely want to play this or get a new character. It's like, oh, I need to do this to get, like, currency or whatever, even if I don't want to. I don't like that mindset. The reason people speak about the Angels of Illusion is because there are almost no leaks in ZZZ, and they're the only launch characters that haven't released yet. To be honest, they should have just given ZZZ the Cyberpunk collab. They would have done Rebecca more justice there. Hot take. You're not wrong, yeah. I think Wua could maybe make like a better looking, land slash like region for it. But like that's as far as it goes. When it comes to like actual character animations, like I think ZZZ would just shit on Wua. Like I think HSR. Okay, so how it goes for me, right? I always thought HSR had the best animations, and then it was Wuwa when Cart came out, and then literally right after Cart came out, we got Phanon. So it went back to HSR, and now ZZZ has Yeshun Guang. So it's like Wuwa is back to the bottom for me in terms of animations. Kind of sad they might cut out David for the Cyberpunk collab. I mean, they kind of did the same thing for the Fate collab in HSR. I've also heard that in other Cyberpunk collabs, they also didn't include David. So it's like probably something on their side as compared to the actual Gotcha game side. Wua's never on the bottom. I mean, Wua doesn't have better animations than like probably Cassie, Phanon, and Cyrene. And it doesn't have better animations than Yeshun Guang, so. And that's like the flagships. 3.0 character animations came out and they back on top. 3.0 character animations aren't even better than Cart. Like Cart still has the best animations. It's at least until the next Sentinel Resonator probably. ZZZ and HSR are untouched. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like HSR Cyrene is on the next level. I'm not gonna lie. Like holy fuck, dude. Like that ult intro animation. It kind of just shits on everything else I've ever seen. Bro forgot Phanon. I mean, Phanon has the best animations for a DPS 100%. And I still think Phanon has anything better than a Wuwa. But like Cyrene's ult intro is just on a different level. Like they have a fuck ton of shit for that. She even has different voice lines for every single Chrysos heir. Like that's kind of crazy. I think that ZZ has the best ones. Yeshun Wong is peak. Yeah, she is. You can tell who's the real money maker in 3.x. What for Wuwa? Mornai? Or like the pink haired girl? Oh, an HSR, yeah, yeah. I mean, HSR doesn't really try to hide it. Yeah. I mean, then again, I actually saw something. Okay. I saw a statistic that apparently Cyrene did not outsell Phanon. So take that as you will. I don't play ZZZ, but when I saw the Yeishun Guang animations, I said, oh god, that's god tier animation. Not gonna lie, I wish we had that in WUA. Yeah. That month had Fate Banner's debut too. Yeah, but Cyrene's banner had Castor's Triby and Hyacine. Like, that's basically the fucking the trio of the entire game. Also, Cyrene's banner is an entire patch long. And Archer was free. Who do you think is more worth Linnea or Mornai? Just got reminded that the next banners are complete trash in HSR. Yeah, it's basically a saving patch. I saw something that said it's 110 free to play polls for the patch. I got Phanon E2 WRL W. Anyone getting E2 Phanon, like, just straight W. I still sometimes when I scroll Reddit get recommended posts from the Phanon like Reddit, and like I guess newer players who obviously didn't get to see my and many others videos, they like are doing posts of like, oh my fucking god, I didn't know E2 Phanon was this large. Because there's so much propaganda that, you know, oh, you should never go into Eidolons. Eidolon's gonna ruin it. You know, you're no longer gonna be one of us horizontally investing free to play players, and that Saridra is way higher value than his Eidolons. But like, no, man, it's genuinely game changing to get his E2. My pull Hanabi on that E2 Phanon account. Yeah, you can pull whatever you want on that account, to be honest. I don't even really log into it, like, almost ever these days. I may come back to it at some point, but, like, no plans right now. When do you think they'll rerun Saridra? Probably in 4.0 or 4.1. Break only catching up to 3.x to get left behind in 4.x. I mean, it's not bad. It's only like mid if you haven't already invested into Break. Because the DPS vertical investment on Firefly is still like pretty underwhelming because she hasn't received any actual like direct buffs yet. So until that happens, her Eidolons are still 2.x level, which really suck. But like Firefly with Dahlia and like the right vertical investment, they're basically like mid-tier Amphorius DPS level, which is really fucking impressive. And if you already own the characters, you literally only have to invest one limited into one character, and you're like keeping up with the 3.x meta kinda. Like that's really strong in my opinion. It's no different than Dot. Like on Dot, you literally use one team for a year straight. You pull one new character, and your team is revitalized again and genuinely meta. Like, that's always going to have really good value, in my opinion. Like, just imagine, like, I think the best example I could probably give here is, like, Gion, right? Like, imagine if they released a DPS specifically for Gion, or sorry, support specifically for Gion in like version 3 of Wuwa that actually made him like Cartethia level. Like, that's kind of how you gotta see it. Like, you don't need to pull the weapon, you don't need to pull the sequences. You just pull that one character and bam. Hanabi's gonna be Elation, yeah. Phanon E2 makes Pure Fiction a breeze? Oh, 100%. When people talk about Phanon's E2 jump, like 90% of the time, people will only consider TOA. And I think I made a specific video on this, but that's kind of unfair. Because, like, even when you only look at MOC, even then it's still, like, one of the biggest jumps in the entire game. But the biggest jumps are in APOC and Pure Fiction for Z2. It's not even an MOC. If they ever make a new break DPS, that team will go crazy. Oh, 100%. I have a question to HSR players. If I want to start playing HSR now as free to play and after a year playing, would I be affected by the power creep or would I be fine? After a year, yeah, 100%. You'd be affected by power creep. If you don't, like, get anything new at all and you just, like, take a break for that long without doing anything, yeah. I believe this version had like 2x HP inflation inside itself. Now, in HSR terms, this isn't as bad as it sounds because vertical investment in HSR is way more broken than WUWA, okay? Like, that's something you should probably, like, understand. To make your DPS twice as strong in 99% case scenarios, that means too limited. You just go into their E2 and bam, they're twice as strong. So it's like, it's pretty easy so long as you actually spend some of your pulls. But if you like take a year break and come back, you're probably gonna clear like twice as slow. I'm just gonna be honest. If you don't have, I mean, Mornai is very general, Samir, and of course it can depend on like what DPSs you want going into the future. We will probably have 3.1 character leaks by the time Mornai's banner is out because she's the second half. So you should keep that in mind. If there's like a 3.1 character that really interests you, then you can build a team around them if they don't really want Mornai. But Mornai is incredibly general. Like, she's probably the closest a limited character has come to being an SK competitor in the game. So far, at least. I've been playing for a year consistently, and you'll still feel the power creep. I mean, the only area where I really feel the power creep is Pure Fiction. Like, that's probably the most egregious. Or, like, HP inflation, sorry. Because, like, It's just insane, the HP inflation Pure Fiction. Like, I genuinely think Pure Fiction is harder than MOC. Like, I'm not trolling at all. It is harder to clear Pure Fiction for me as compared to MOC. But that's because I have two single target DPSs at the same time. Like, I have Archer and then I have Anoxa, which technically isn't single target, but like he thrives in single target. I also think another big advantage that WUA has over HSR, which is like something you can never really like get over in HSR, you can run anyone in WUA sustainless in endgame. Like, you really don't need a healer because it's an open world and you can like parry or dodge. You can just make like mono teams and it just works even if you don't have a healer for clearing endgame content. There's only a very select few of teams in HSR where you can run sustainless like decently well. So I find it funny they were bringing back Firefly, giving a new support to improve the damage, only for them to release a new Fire DPS to patch after. I mean, if you already own a Firefly team, and especially if you vertically invested into it, then you'd probably be better off getting Constance than going into an entirely new team. That's usually how it almost always ends up being. Like, for example, I have an E6 Anoxa. Like, sure, there could be a new character that releases that's as strong or stronger than my E6 Anoxa by a little bit, but the chances are they aren't going to have a Cyrene like support in terms of like the boost Cyrene gives Anoxa. So I'd rather pull Cyrene for my vertically invested Anoxa. It's like that kind of scenario. That only applies if you already have enough teams though. Like if you don't have enough teams, I guess yeah, it's probably better to invest into a new DPS. You lost 50-50 on Cyrene? Yeah. I got to like 25 or 30 pity on her banner, but that's it. I couldn't get another pity. I mean, Solus pulled Cyrene on my Phanon account, but I don't even play my Phanon account that often. Like, I basically only play my Anoxa account. Oh, yeah, people were clowning Luke's 3D model. Like, it's the face. The face looked so incredibly detailed, and his jaw looked like chiseled in the drip market, but on the 3D model, it looks like slightly chubby. Like you don't really see any like shading. You don't see like the jaw really popping out. So people feel like they got basically clickbaited. If you do enough currency wars, I've already done a lot of currency wars, so I can't really get that much. And it's just not worth it. I don't know what it is about WUA that doesn't stick with me like every time I play it. I like WUA because of its characters. The characters are what really make me stay in their animations. But I think something I've personally had an issue with WUA is one, the open world, and two, the end game. End game is basically the only thing you care about once you like max your characters and you've finished most of the main story. So it's very important. But WUA Endgame is like the most boring out of any gacha I've ever played. Like, I'm being dead serious. It's so sleeper. Unless I force myself to, for no reason at all, just learn sweaty rotations and min-max my WUA score, like I was doing with my Augusta back then, trying to get triple S with her alone. Like, I just get bored so fast. And then the open world in this game just feels soulless. Like, don't get me wrong, the graphics in a lot of areas look just absolutely stunning. However, like, it's Unreal Engine just shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see areas just as beautiful as WUA in like so many fucking Unreal Engine games. So I don't really care for the open world because, in my opinion, it doesn't really have like much soul, I guess is the way you could say it. And then the end games are boring as shit. Like, I only play this game for the characters. I pulled Cyrene LC on your account. Oh, nice. Thanks, Solus. I might actually try playing Phanon with Cyrene then. Because it'd be cool to test for a little bit out of boredom. And then I'll just instantly log off. Go back to doing my thing. I might actually make a video of just like E2 Phanon clears. That might actually be a good idea. Just make a video of my E2 Phanon clearing all end-game content really quickly. Because I haven't been making that much HSR content, man. Like, I've really been focused on WUA recently, so I'd like to make a little more. Some people were asking for it. I hate Star Rail's open world. I don't even consider Star Rail open world. But yeah, I don't disagree. I think flying took a lot away from exploration for the convenience. Yeah, you aren't wrong. The main reason why I like flight, and it's a very niche reason, is just that I can farm one cost better when I'm like open world farming, but that's it. Trying to make your Ceredra better with Eagle? I appreciate that. I did get Cyrena 192 speed. Oh, that's really good. I think she only needs 180 speed for the extra damage bonus, right? So yeah, that's pretty solid. 200 is like a bonus because she gets more ice res pen, but like her damage doesn't do shit in a Phanon team anyways. Nothing burger for almost 2 months? Yeah. Bro, oh my god, man. The fact that Edo Star got changed to plain Arcadia, and there's a solid chance they just remove anything Japanese related, is actually pissing me off. Like, it's just so sad, man. In 1 to 2 months, you can do a video on E0 to E2 Glay on my account if you like a new character discussion on your channel. I'll think about it. Actually, how old is Phanon now? We're about to be in 3.8 and he came out in 3.2. So what is that, 9 months? So I can just title the video like DPS clears endgame content 9 months later. How well did he age? And then I'll probably do a version without Cyrene. Nine months, yeah. 3.2 to 3.8 is 6 patches, 1.5 months each. What's the best team for an E2 Phanon without Saridra or Cyrene? Like, if you're talking about completely free to play team, it's probably, oh, holy voice crack. It's probably like Bronya RMC. Bronya RMC, Sunday RMC, whatever the fuck. And then maybe you use Ting Yun because of her ult giving energy. It makes it faster to get his ult. Should I get Saridra for my E2 Phanon? I mean, are you running it with Cyrene? If you're running it with Cyrene, yeah. But, like, I still have the same stance on Saridra I always had. She's, like, incredibly niche. And even in her niche, like, for Phanon, without Cyrene, she's, like, a 20 to 25% upgrade. Which just isn't that significant, I'm going to be honest. Like, I'd rather just save those pulls for something else. Just played Bleach Soul Resonance and I love it. No 50/50 is a game changer. Oh, nice. That's nice to hear. Yeah, bro. Bleach Soul Resonance has been a fucking... Oh, my God. Like... it's been such a great game. I just wish it had a PC port so I can make, like, content on it more consistently. Because I can't stand playing emulators. But Bleach Soul Resonance is so much fun. And on top of that, they recently came out with, like, a patch notes thingy. And they're addressing the biggest issue, apparently, which is the core stamps. Absolutely fucking huge. Compensation. They address the fact that there are, like, some cutscene issues. Apparently, they need to get approval for that. Because Bleach is, like, a massive IP. But, bro, they're doing so fucking well right now. That alongside the god tier pity system, gacha system. I can't wait for Gin to come out. The second Gin comes out, I'm going to have a new Thrust team with Tosin. I tried out Sunday with Phanon and Cyrene, and it's fucking sucks. Yeah. Yeah. RMC is far more better for stacks on Cyrene. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because you can get 2 action advances off. And on top of that, you just get free 3 stacks because it's another Chrysos Air. I would play Bleach Soul Resonance, but I'm playing HSR and Nike at once. So Sag. Oh yeah, that sucks, bro. Yeah, I get it. You need to draw the limit at like how many gotchas. I 100% understand it. I actually had the same mindset before I got into Soul Resonance. Like I'd seen a few videos on it, and I was like questioning it. I actually decided to give it a shot because you don't see like big anime IP games actually look like half good almost ever, and I just fell in love with it. So it is what it is. Now the corridor has pity. Yeah, that's fucking godly, man. Thank God. Bro, I have gotten 5 Byakuya core stamps and 5 Kisuke core stamps. It's absolutely disgusting. I got so lucky when I first started farming that stuff. But like now, I think the last like 2 or 3 shadow box pities in the corridor, I got 5-star stamps, and that shit pissed me off. Because 5-star stamps are like not really that useful. I just want more Getsuga Tencho ones. Mention top 5 MHA. Uraraka. Or, well, not in order. Because order is too much for me to think about right now. But probably Uraraka, Toga, Uraraka, Toga, Hagakure. That's 3. Momo. That's 4. And probably Mirko is 5th. No, Nagant. Lady Nagant. That's 5th. Dragon Ball Legend still on top. I've heard that game's predatory as shit. I don't know how true that is though. I've never played it. I got Yororichi stamped to grade 4. Every time I've gotten Yororichi stamped twice and I've just smelted it so I could use it as refinement material for Getsuga Tangle. Because I'm so confident I'll never use Yoruichi. Not only she's the only standard character I haven't gotten yet, but I just don't feel like investing into Strike right now. Because Aizen's coming up too, and I'm possibly thinking of getting Gin plus Aizen. So then I'll have a Spirit team, I'll have a Slash team, and I'll have a Thrust team. And then I'll just wait for the Strike team in the future. Stream still going strong? I'm going to end soon because my throat's already hurting, but yeah. I didn't used to vertically invest, but I got put onto it after playing Wu and ZZZ. Oh, 100%, yeah. I feel like everyone, when they start playing gacha games, never vertically invests because you usually start off as a casual. Like, that was my experience. I played Genshin casually for like a couple years, and then it wasn't until like a year into HSR where I made my YouTube and I started taking the game semi-seriously, and then it ended up being a rabbit hole. Because I'm a person who tries to give pull advice to people, so I should probably know how to play the game at least a little bit myself. So I took that ideology with basically every game I covered. Are you sick? No. I was sick a little bit ago though. You like roaming around in Wuwa? Well, that's because I spend like the way I do my streams, they might as well just be Q&As because I just read the chat the entire time. I don't actually really do anything in the game. I've been doing this for a long time. So, like, my brain, it isn't even comprehending the fact that I'm running around on Wuwa and it's spending all its energy just trying to, like, answer your guys' questions or whatever your chats. I'm pretty sure guilds are disabled in Bleach Soul Resonance right now. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'll consider making content on it eventually. Are ZZZ verticals even good? On some of the supports, yes. I believe Dial In M1 is really strong. Same goes for like Astra, I think. But from what I've heard, Ye Guang verticals right now are not that good. Like, apparently they're actually pretty underwhelming, which is unexpected. Miyabi verticals are also like 2.x HSR level, basically, if not weaker. Like, ZZZ doesn't have really Wuwa level verticals, at least like top Wuwa characters like Cartethian stuff, and they don't have like 3.x HSR character verticals or even 2.x. Verticals really aren't that crazy in ZZZ, in my opinion. By 2.x, do we mean Firefly tier or Boot Hill tier? Firefly tier. But like even then, a lot of DPSs don't even hit the Firefly tier for their copies. I'm gonna be honest. Now, if we were talking about early beta Yeishun Guang, then yeah, it would have been game changing. Early beta Yeishun Guang at M2 could do infinite sky splitting ults. So, yeah, that was pretty broken. Harder Mindscapes are better than her W engine for Yeishun Guang. Yeah, but that's apparently because Yeishun Guang's signature weapon is only like 10% better than the free to play option, if I remember correctly. I was randomly scrolling through the Reddit a few days ago, and I got it recommended where it said like 91.8% free to play 5-star standard weapon, and then 100% was her signature. Which is weird. Like, genuinely, that's really weird. You'd think they tried to capitalize on the Void Hunter character and make her like copies an engine as predatory as possible. But as far as I'm aware right now, it's like really normal. Made me sad because I wasted pulls on Miyabi. I mean, it's an M2 Miyabi at the end of the day. It's just gonna eat through everything. Or most of everything. Think about it like this. Right now, they are constantly trying to counter Miyabi. Eventually, they'll be trying to counter Yi Xuan, and then they'll be trying to counter Ye Shun Guang. And that's when Miyabi will start shining again. Don't you use her second ult very uncommonly? Yep. That's something I also noticed from gameplays. They don't really use her second ult all that much. AOD is apparently an anomaly, so another buff for the Frosty Fox. I have Miyabi on my ZZZ account. But man, I'm gonna like the Angels of Delusion just don't interest me, bro. Fuck. I'd rather just invest more copies into like Yeishun Guang or something. Like this is so rare for me too. I usually love those characters, man. Just ain't hitting. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't like most lolly characters in gachas. Why is that? I just realized that. I guess it's just preference. You need to see the models properly? Eh. Ugh. Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on, bro. But like from the outside looking in, what the fuck happened to Bonway? Bro, I see like Bonway mains losing their shit every day that passes, man. Oh. You love them, but the devs don't really care. That's actually the saddest part, man. It's the saddest part. I mean, actually, ZZZ's cooked with quite a few that I like, but like the recent ones, not so much. Actually, no, I really like Dial In. It's only ZZZ, bro. It's now that I think of it, it's really only ZZZ. The only one I like in Wua is Yohu, and then like soon upcoming Rebecca. All I heard is that he's one of the most difficult units to play. Yeah, I heard the exact same thing. They're like, if you play Bonway to his absolute max potential, then he can actually be, strong, right? But then, with like, I think Ye Shun Guang might have received buffs recently. Ye Shun Guang, even at like a novice level, is stronger than Bonway when you try your absolute ass off, which is hilarious. Yohu the Brat? Yes, that's what makes her so good. That's why I like Zanny. You sweat with her, you get rewarded with the ceiling. Yeah. I saw something earlier where it was like 3 cost Ye Shun Guang team kills a DA boss. I think that's crazy. I do think that's crazy. I could be wrong. Is Carlotta considered bratty? I mean, no, probably not. No. Like Yohu is on a different level. She like perfectly embodies the like brat type. Bullying is cool. I wouldn't call her like she's more arrogant. I don't know, but she has finesse to her. You know what I'm saying? Like she's smart. She has finesse. I wouldn't exactly call her like a brat. Cart is literally a fucking marshmallow when she's in like a small cart is literally just a marshmallow. Yohu's a baddie. They could release like 5 Yohus as limited characters, and I'd pull every single one. I wish HSR would release a Yohu. Cowards. I would have stuck with Wua if they didn't make big cart. I can kind of understand that. You just want to see small cart. HSR has Fushuan though. Sparkle. HSR basically only has Sparkle as like a brat type of character, to be honest. Sparkle's the only one. HSR does have like you're about to have two sparkles. Actually, true. Yeah. But yeah, I like a lot of the HSR shorter characters though, like Silverwolf, um, Silverwolf, Sparkle. I mean, it's mainly like the Quantum Girls as well. Fushuan. I really like them. I think I'm gonna come back to Wuwa in the 3.0 update. What advice would you give me to pull? Probably just Mornai. Like Mornai is the only character you can really look at and be like, yeah, that's a must pull, kinda, in terms of general anime. Oh yeah, Saridra too. Yeah, I absolutely love Saridra. We've never gotten a Yandere in a Hoyo game before. I mean, bro, they already fucking like the fan base makes fun of the game so much whenever they have what's it called? Any female character show interest in an MC. If they make a Yandere character interested in the MC, like the fan base would fucking lose their minds. Sparkle isn't really like a yandere for anything though, like or for like anyone. Like she acts that way, but it's legit just an act. She's more of a brat than a yandere. Vivian is close. Yeah, that's actually yeah, Vivian. Yeah, they put like insane obsession with Vivian. Isn't Baby Herda a brat or just a smartass? Puppet Herda. I think it's more of just a smartass thing, to be honest. It's like another. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like there's a difference between a brat and like arrogance and like confidence. Because that's kind of what Herda is. Like she talks the talk, but she also walks it. You know what I'm saying? Like she is genuinely like a universal threat because of her knowledge. Like she's smart as shit. She also glazes her own beauty in her real form, which is like it makes sense. She's like the hottest character in the entirety of the game, or like one of the hottest characters as an adult. So I think one thing I can be for sure of though, these games will probably never add a Shoda. Like Lolly's already on like a level of bottom of the barrel, and then Shodas are in the fucking grave, bro. They are never adding that to these games. It is never happening. They have zero confidence that a character like that would make any money. What's a Shoda? Just a lolly, but for boys. Misha? Uh, I guess maybe. I don't know. Misha's kind of tall, like unexpectedly. Well, maybe yeah. Is Carlotta Premium Team still meta or not? If you are an average player, chances are Carlotta's Premium Team is as meta as it gets, or close to it. So, yeah. It's like one of the easiest teams in the entirety of the game for people to play. Would you crack Venti? Yeah. Venti and Scaramouche. We could have Opal as the first one. I doubt he's ever going to be a playable character. No hesitation. I feel like people on here already know like my antics though. Like I've done a lot of community posts and like a few videos on it at this point. So I don't really feel like, oh no, no, I need to pretend. Like nah. Embrace the inner gooner, man. Just embrace it. Carlotta Premium is only out brain deaded by Galbrena Premium and Augusta Premium. Yeah, probably, maybe. Although, like, the game with my favorite characters of, like, the lolly type, like, I play it the least because it has my least favorite gameplay between, like, HSR and WUA. ZZZ is like a middle ground between HSR and WUA for me, and I just don't fit in that middle ground, which is kind of unfortunate. So that's why it's always been hard for me to get into ZZZ, even though I like so many of its characters. It's not only the lollies as well. Like ZZZ has a lot of hot characters that aren't lollies. I really like Vivian. Ellen has been like one of my top like gotcha characters that I like for so long. You have Evelyn as well. You have obviously Ye Shun Guang, that one's obvious too. You have Grace. Like there's so many, bro. There's so fucking like ZZZ is drowning in fucking hot characters, man. We aren't gonna forget that Ellen wallpaper on stream. Oh yeah, I won't even show my wallpapers on stream anymore because some of them have gone like, you know, more down bad. Let's just say that. Goon papers, yeah, basically. Sudden ZZZ glaze, but I'll take it. Yeah, ZZZ just has like my favorite of those characters, and I didn't even mention like my favorite ones, like Jufufu, Lucy, Dial In, Korin. I believe there's a few others, Nekomata and others as well. They have so many that I don't even remember them all and I can't name them all. It's like kind of crazy. I hate the way ZZ runs on phone because it almost breaks it. Wait, really? Oh yeah, there's also Bernice as well. Yeah. Hello, Izzy. Like it's actually insane, bro. Generational fucking roster. Oh yeah, Yuzuha too. Bro, like I sit here and I like think for 2 seconds and a new one pops up every single time. Swear to God. Every time someone mentions Angels of Delusion, there has to be something with the P word attached. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like it just doesn't on social media at least these days, it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Bro, I saw Claire Obscure because they won like yeah, Jingyi too, yeah, yeah. Claire Obscure won like 9 out of 12 awards in the Game Awards, and I went on Twitter and immediately I just saw people saying pedo like against the game. Literally no reason. They just say it. They just fucking throw it. 20K plus likes. They're throwing Israel, Israel memes up there. Like, bro, they don't they don't care, man. Nothing makes sense on Twitter. They just say whatever sounds like the craziest, and then people just like that shit up. Expedition 33 is getting like absolutely flamed on social media. There's also people calling it like Unreal Engine slop as well. Like there's so much slander. It's half my Twitter for you page. It's just Expedition slander. Bell's summer skin. I actually found out yesterday through getting recommended a video by Sino, okay Sino, if you know them on YouTube. The most popular ZZZ Dojin is Bell Wise Incest. And it's like one of the old time popular dojins, which is I was always confused why people like really like that ship, but now it makes sense. Like it's genuinely like top 5, top 3 in the entire fucking game. Oh my god. Yeah. Why? I mean, people just like that. It's probably because it's like more spicy for them or whatever. It's the same with like Roshi Dere with like Alya. A lot of people prefer Yuki over Alya simply because it's just spicier, I guess, and it's her brother. I've always liked at first I liked Yuki more than Alya, and then I kind of switched to liking Alya more than Yuki. But same with Andy and Lele game, yeah. Do you agree that Mornai is the new shorekeeper? Yeah, she's short. Yeah, basically. White hair anime girls are peak. Yeah, like I've kind of I think my awakening to white hair anime girls, no joke, may have been Farina. Like I'm just gonna be completely honest. It may have been Farina for me. As someone with a younger sister, siblings are there. I know. I have a sibling. I know. Although I will say that shit. At least in Roshi Dare, I think it goes way beyond just like annoying your sibling. But yeah, like I know that. I don't really like translate IRL logic or like the way I see IRL people to anime, and that's why I have no issues gooning to the shit I do. When it comes to like any realistic characters in games, like let's say Tomb Raider, I think is it Resident Evil or whatever that game is, The Last of Us? Like there's a bunch of games like that with realistic I can't do it, bro. It's so disgusting to me. I genuinely just find it disgusting. Because anime characters, bro, like their eyes don't make sense. Their head size doesn't fucking make sense. I've seen like cursed pictures of people translating an anime girl into like real life. Bro, they look like a monstrosity. Like, it doesn't even look human. So, like, I have no issues with that, but not the fucking realistic games. Yeah, anime style, basically, yeah. Anime style is like enough to make it not feel real. In canon, Yuki only does this with Masachika for fun. They are just joking in universe. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Have you seen the IRL Madara stuff? What the hell is that? Madara? From Naruto? Those cosplays with the face masks look cursed? Yeah. Even though I don't play Genshin, I agree that Furina's a really good design. I mean, like, clearly, because Genshin Impact, they may not have won the Game Awards, but they won the most searched video game category in Pornhub for 2025. So, big ups to them. They might as well give you a 10 pull for that. Let's be honest. That deserves a 10 pull, if you ask me, right? If you ask me. Furina still the top female character in Genshin Impact? Yeah. Furina and Hu Tao. How the fuck do you know that? I saw it on Twitter. There's always gotcha war and gotcha tribalism on Twitter, and people tried, or well, yeah, they might as well have shaded Genshin, because like the Genshin fans were obviously like rage baiting on Twitter, like, oh my god, how could Wuwa win? They botted it or whatever, and like Wuwa person clapped back because Pornhub does this every single year. They do recaps of like their most watched categories and stuff, and for the video game category, it was Genshin Impact this year, so they just used that as slander. You heard Hu Tao might be getting buffed? Nope, did not hear that. Sounds pretty cool though. Genshin is the only game where I would actually think about pulling a DPS from fucking 3 years ago, 2 or 4 years ago, whatever. Because I know you can actually make it work. I think Venti has the highest amount of art in Genshin. Deserved. It takes a best boy to be best girl. That's all I'm gonna say. I've heard that saying before, and it's stuck with me since. Tribalism is getting annoying? Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, I just made my video on WeeWa HP inflation because it's like 20+% in the 3.0 reset. And I had someone in my comments say some shit like, oh, HP inflation, this game's gonna die. Like, bro, are we serious, man? I'm sure you can make Gian work in 3 years easily. With a premium team, yeah. You can always just wheelchair older characters. Like, Gian will be probably fine in that aspect, but like, so is any 1.x character. You can just wheelchair them. Fenty's the best of both worlds. True. Can you do a WeeWa run? Well, on my first try of using QU1 and WeeWa, I got a fascinating 2,700 points. So, I'm not gonna do WeeWa right now because I'm gonna end stream soon. But I can show you. Let's see. Where's WeeWa? Oh, 2670. Sorry. Keep in mind, this was before I got her Sig, completely unleveled. No traces, okay? I was just trying to wait out the time so I could get some Asterite. We will not miss 2025 memes. 6-7. Right when I said that, Max chatted the 6-7 meme is getting out of hand. Oh, perfect fucking timing. I never see genuine conversation or real love for the game anymore. That's why I've like taken a break from like giving my full honest thoughts on like WoWa and stuff. Like, dude, the gacha tribalism, it's just frustrating, man. It's annoying. Sorry, not Genshin. Tectone made some like dumbass tweet recently. They're like, "Oh, I've been gone now, and the problem's only gotten worse. This is proof that it wasn't my fault, and I was in fact the savior, curing the fucking gacha tribalism waters." Like, no, dude, your videos with hundreds of thousands of views saying, "Oh, look at how much better WoWa is. Look at how much better this is. Oh, Hoyo bad, Hoyo shill." Like, that shit started all of this, man. It genuinely started all of this. When WoWa first came out, like, I was there. I played this game on fucking release. No one gave a shit about comparing it to Genshin. Like, they obviously made like quick comparisons between the games because that's what they used to play, but it was almost never in bad faith. Like, it was genuine criticism, and people would constantly criticize all the issues that WoWa had in its like early stages. That just doesn't happen these days, bro. It's just pure glaze. Pure fucking glaze. He beefed with Pokey over a damn global passive. Tectone can't even really like speak on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys need to understand. when Tectone quit Genshin and he was on his like brigade against Genshin for years, which by the way, it was semi understandable, but he was taking it to like an insane length. He ended up coming back at some point, and I think he got a copy 6 Arlecchino. Or he got like a copy 6 of some limited character. After telling people to not spend money on that shitty ass predatory game for years. Instantly folded. Not that I blame him, right? It's Arlecchino, okay? Arlecchino and Columbina were like my two most hyped upcoming characters in Genshin for like a long ass time. But like that's insane, bro. That's an insane fold. Miss Info, he never went for a C6. Well, I don't remember what he went for. I just remember he dropped money. And he also pulled like a character or two, whatever. And then he like apologized for it after, I think. He was like, oh, I fucking did this, I did that. Like, yeah, I fucked up or whatever. It's been so long since I've watched anything Tectone related. It's deadass been since the Annie, I think. I think it's been since the Annie and a little after. I just stopped getting recommended Tectone stuff. Oh, he got the chef girl. Okay. Oh, never mind. You're just saying top tier goons. Yeah. Glaive Keo speaks facts? No, he fucking doesn't, bro. Like, no, he doesn't. I used to watch Glaive Keo before he pivoted to the Glaze Wuthering Waves, Glaze game, Glaze this, shit on Hoyo blindly, like, perspective. Like, he was completely fine at the beginning. It was only once he started getting much bigger that he played more into the glazing. Like, there's another content creator similar, which I've called out before with a video, which is the Gotcha DG2 for just completely lying about Hoyo games. Like his entire content is like making fun of HSR and completely lying about it and being overly negative. And then for Woo, it's being toxically positive and basically saying that there's no issues at all. Don't address the HP inflation in Woo. Don't address the power creep either, the niche teams, the dual limited banners that are best in slot for each other. Like, just never mention that, bro. Like, this is the gotcha game with no flaws. But at the same time, just nitpick everything that HSR does. And like, it isn't only like these specific creators. There are so many creators that are made like fucking bank and have like grown communities off of just the tribalism. It's so pathetic. People, in my opinion, really need to know what they're actually talking about if they're going to make a video on it. There's just no point. Oh yeah, exactly. Aglaya being the keystone of the summoner meta. No way he said that, bro. Like, maybe if you said Sunday, maybe. But even then, it's like, bro. No, it's counting memo sprites because Aglaya has a memo sprite, not a summon. So then there's like Cassie and shit. Like, what the fuck? Hey, maybe they're in HSR 4.0, HSR 5.0 when Aglaya gets buffs. You guys don't know that, okay? You never know. They could be time travelers. That's why I legit think it's a script. Well, it's like it's not only him. Like, bro, at least in my experience, a lot of the time, it is a million times more likely that a decently sized Hoyo creator, when they talk about Wuwa, will actually have an idea of what they're talking about, as compared to a Wuwa creator talking about a Hoyo game. Like, it's actually so bad, man. It's so bad on this Wuwa CC space. But it's free views. Like, this is the thing. I don't blame them because it's genuinely free views. I see these people make videos on like Wuwa, the game itself, and they get like average views, right? 3, 4, 5K. Like, that's pretty normal for their size, even my size. But the second they like make a video like being toxically positive about Wuwa and then also mentioning like shitting on Hoyo, shitting on Genshin, shitting on HSR, 10K views, 15K views, 8K views. And when they see like double the numbers for that shit, they just play into it, man. It's just so free. Like, just imagine if I made a bunch of videos about Bleach Soul Resonance and how much better its system is as compared to Wuwa. And, like, bro, because you genuinely could do that, bro. Bleach Soul Resonance's gacha system is godly. Like, it is so fucking good. You can play Genshin, then go play Wuwa because it's an improvement. You can't play Genshin, it's torture after playing Wuwa. This has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. This isn't about like liking one game more than the other. This is about straight up spreading misinfo because you have no clue what it is you're talking about, right? Like, I do the exact same thing. I always talk about how much I hate Genshin and how Wuwa ruined for it for me. Like, I'm completely open about this. Genshin is my least favorite out of the big gacha games currently. But at the same time, I don't speak about Genshin. I don't make videos about Genshin and its issues that it's facing, its pull count or whatever, because I'm not playing the game. I'm not really informed on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I expect most CCs to like hold themselves up to, right? Like, if I don't play this game, I know I have fucking no clue what I'm talking about other than seeing like some people talking around about some things. Like, I'm not going to make a video about that game. But they don't do that. They just fucking slam their opinions all over the place. Glad we are getting more CCs like Rin. Yeah, 100%. The thing is, a casual audience will just find it much more relatable to watch a creator who has like a good energy that they like, and that creator is also casual, as compared to watching Sweat Lords. Like, that's kind of the reality of it. That's why people like Saint Tone Taz, like Tectone, they become as big as they do. They aren't actually like what I'd say is good at the game, right? They're casual, they're decent, they have some knowledge, but they don't really go in depth on like maximizing character potential, character value, like all that shit, right? It's very rare to find people like that in many of these gacha spaces, and it makes sense because these gachas are targeted towards casual player base. So like 99% of the people who play the game are casual, but yeah. Is Pokey the Rin of HSR? Um, I mean, kinda, yeah. Probably. I mean, Rin obviously doesn't, like, do as many fucking memes as Pokey does. Pokey tries to force a bunch of memes, and he does a lot of React stuff. He's much more variety these days, I'd actually say. But, yeah. Like, they both have a decent understanding of the game and how to play characters, usually, even if it isn't, like, the tippity top. So, yeah, I'd say it's pretty comparable. Genshin power creep on a stupid level. The thing with Genshin is they keep randomly buffing older characters and making them viable and clearing endgame content again. Like, they just keep giving random buffs, and then older characters are just good again. Like, some characters get fucked, 100%, but I've already talked about this earlier in the stream. Genshin has the least power creep out of any of the big, like, gacha games currently. Like, ZZZ, well, actually, technically ZZZ would probably have the least, if you consider Void Hunters the peak. Because the Void Hunters are all in, like, kind of the same level. But outside of ZZZ, Genshin has the least for being half a decade old. HSR ruined power creep discussion. I mean, even then, like, with how bad HSR's power creep is, a lot of people seem to, like, here's the double standard I see with Wuwa, right? Which I think is really funny. People use the argument that, like, Gion is obviously, like, still very viable for clearing endgame content because now he has, like, Chikona plus Yuno and, like, all that shit, right? However, if you think about it, this is no different to Jing Yuan. Jing Yuan was, like, a top 5 DPS in the game. He was, like, T0.5, T0 when Sunday came out in 2.7. So they both get buffed by a character in a new version. They may not be the top, but they're, like, really solid for clearing endgame. But there's a complete difference in how people view HSR as compared to Wuwa. Team DPS for Genshin is like 150k or some shit. I mean, Wuwa will probably hit that, I'd say, in version 4. I think currently, Wuwa with, like, the premium cart team, and especially if you consider the Sweaty Zanny team before Nightfalls, like, I think Wuwa's already hit over 90k DPS. And you need to keep in mind, I believe Carlotta at the beginning was like 67k DPS. And before Carlotta, like, characters were under 60k DPS, or around the 60 mark. So the ceiling of characters in version 2 for Wuwa is like 50% higher as compared to version 1 Wuwa. Actually, it's a little more than that, but HSR doesn't have DPS because it's a turn-based game. The most you can calculate in HSR is what's it called? Zero cycles. How much damage you can get off in a zero cycle is usually how people estimate the strength of characters in HSR. But yeah, HSR has the at least current. Okay, it's mainly because of Casterus. I'm just gonna be honest. It's mainly Casterus. Casterus, because of her bullshit premium team, when you're comparing like S0R1, Casterus is significantly stronger than basically everything else. So, significant power creep for sure. Damage per action value? Oh yeah, true. Sunday put Jingyuan on par with Acheron? Yeah. And then Acheron got Cypher and it all went to shit, but... yeah, Jingyuan got really heavily buffed. That Blade buff was also actually pretty significant. Silverwolf buff was also pretty significant, to be honest. Like, HSR buffs are solid. Outside of Jingliu, all the HSR buffs are actually really fucking good. The problem is they don't do it often enough. Alright, guys. I'm finally going to call it quits on this long-ass stream. Appreciate you guys stopping by, but my throat feels like it's going to die. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night.